Hey everyone, and welcome to Mega Man 2, or Mega Man World 2, or Mega Man 2 GB, whatever you want to call it to distinguish it from the NES game, which is what many people would consider the main Mega Man 2. Much like the first game, there's not much, the first Game Boy game, I should say, there's not much to talk about with this one, so I'm just going to jump into it and start explaining as we go. So the story of this game is pretty wild. So after his defeat in Dr. Wily's Revenge, Wily invaded a time-space research facility known as the Kronos Institute in the American manual, which is the name I prefer because it sounds really cool. Otherwise, it's just called the Time-Space Research Institute. And he steals a time machine called the Time Skimmer with the intention of going back in time to stop Mega Man from being built in the first place. But it turns out the Time Skimmer can't go back to a time before it was created. It can only go into the future and back. So instead, he goes to a peaceful future where his schemes have all been defeated, and the Dr. Wily of that time has been fully what's the word I'm looking for? Fully rehabilitated into a good, nice scientist, and or died, who knows. And he steals the future's version of Rock, who has been de-weaponized, so he can't fight back, and rebuilds Rock into a battle robot named Quint. So, a lot going on for not a lot going on. It's a story that is so stupid and just completely insane that I can't help myself. I love it. I love Quint. Quint is genuinely, unironically, one of my favorite characters in all of Mega Man. Even though the story he comes from is completely insane, and ultimately he does nothing. Like, not to spoil things too much, but this is a Game Boy game. There's not really a lot of room for deep story. He just shows up as a boss fight, and that's it. There's no reason Quint had to be Mega Man from the future. I don't know what they were thinking with that, but I love it, and it's great, and I genuinely wish that the Archie comic got to adapt. Oh my god, I died against Crashman because I was talking about Quint too much. I genuinely wish the Archie comic got to adapt Rockman World 2, because seeing what mastery, what gold Ian Flynn could spin out of this game would be amazing. Would be just great. We got hints to it because there were a couple time travel sci-fi nonsense moments in the Mega Man Archie comics, but they were never the focus of an arc. Outside of an original villain that we won't get into because he's an original villain to the comics, he has no bearing on the games. Until Mega Man 6, I will say. We will talk a little bit about the original comic original Xander Payne in Mega Man 6. Just a little bit though. So if you noticed, the Crashman's name there was Clashman, and he gave us the Clash Bomb. That's sort of the start of a running theme in this game of lack of polish, we'll say, because Crashman's name in Japanese is Kurashiman, and that can be read either as Crashman or Clashman because Japanese uses the same sound for both R and L when using English. And so the official translation is Crashman, but lots of poor translations, including this game, translate the name as Clashman. And in this game in particular, it's a sign of poor... I don't want to get too deep in the weeds, but this game, it's kind of impossible to talk about without talking about how just unpolished it is. It's very janky. Another mark of the lack of polish is this music. If you're noticing, it's very high-pitched, almost painful to the ears. I've decided, I went back and forth on whether or not I would mute the music for this, but I decided it's important to the game, and it's not that bad to the ears. It's pretty bad, don't get me wrong, but it's at least listenable. And to be honest, the compositions are not at fault. If you listen to just, what it's trying to be, it's a very downbeat, melancholic kind of soundtrack, which is interesting. I like what they were trying to do. And if you've listened to, Mega Man Game Boy 2 soundtrack, pitch corrected, or especially Rush Jet 1's remixes of just, completely from the ground up remaking this soundtrack, it is phenomenal. I love what this game's soundtrack wants to be. But due to a programming mishap, the music just was programmed into the game wrong, and so it's an octave or something too high. I don't know if it's actually an octave. I'm not, like I said in Dr. Wily's Revenge, I'm not much of a music person, but it's rough, and it's not the fault of the composition at all. Hey, Rush Marine! Unlike Mega Man 3, we are going to use that immediately, as Woodman's stage has a bit of water in it. Woodman's stage here, pretty similar to what it was in the NES game, at least to start off. Got our bats, got our forest, got our bunnies. Metal Blade has been severely nerfed in that you no longer stop moving when you use it. So it's much harder to aim properly because doing so at any kind of diagonal will often get you hit by the very thing you're trying to avoid by aiming. But other than that, it's still Metal Blade. It still smashes through enemies, or cuts through them, I guess. It still barely takes any weapon ammo, weapon energy at all. You know, Metal Blade is Metal Blade. It's OP as hell, always. Gonna skip under all this platforming here by just using our dog to swim. As one does, completely normal. Normal activities. Mega Man, normal boy. This is actually one of the more listenable songs in the game. It was hurt the least by the pitch shifted mistake. It's pretty decent. Not enough that I'm gonna give you an allotted oh, here's a silence so you can hear the music, but it is pretty decent. It's not awful. It's not painful to the ears like some of the later soundtrack is. But yeah, a general feeling you'll have with this game as you play it is just is that it's not quite right. This game kind of is I don't want to get, I don't know. I'm debating with myself whether I should get too deep in the weeds with my feelings until the end, but basically Oh, whatever. I don't have much to talk about with this game anyway. It just feels wrong. It in a way that can't really be shown outside of a few things like how the door transitions are and how the sprites look, but even in terms of just how it feels to play, this game it's like the uncanny valley of Mega Man games. It's like unsettlingly wrong. And if you're friends with me outside of these videos, you know I tend to love things that are just like weird and offbeat. So me not being a huge fan of this game in its wrongness might come as a bit of a shock. Like, I love things like the DOS games. Granted, I love the DOS games ironically, but still, I love the Robot Masters from it very, very dearly and unironically. And, like, Rockman Strategy, I love Fawn, I love the Constellations, Challenger from the Future, I love Rockman Shadow, but, like, I don't know, something about this game, I think it's how close it is to getting it right, and then faltering. It makes it feel odd whoopsie. I thought I pressed jump there, but I guess I pressed it a little late. Yeah, this game just feels odd in a way that is interesting, but, like, I don't know, not necessarily engaging, if that makes sense. Like, the DOS games are so bad that I want to study them. This game is just like, I can see what they were trying to do, they just didn't do it right. And it's a little sad, honestly. Love that transition there. That hurt my ears. And if you're wondering why I'm not using the Metal Blade for these guys, again, you don't stop in place when you use the Metal Blade, so you can't really aim diagonally with it. If I was using the Metal Blade to try and take out the Kaminari Oros, I would just fall and die. I will use the Metal Blade to take out the Squirms, though, because that's easy. And switch over to Leaf Shield. Oh yeah, in this game, we do have E-Tanks, but they're... I don't actually know if if you keep them on Game Over, because I've never Game Overed in this game. It's very easy. But, at least in terms of amount you can carry, it's much more... you can only carry 4, like in the game, like in the NES Mega Man 2. And I think that stays consistent throughout the Game Boy series, just for space on the screen. I don't know why they never switched it to you're able to carry 9. But for some reason they just show all 4 E-Tanks on screen instead of just like an E-Tank and a counter. But I don't know. I think it works. I'm not opposed. And just like Dr. Wily's Revenge, this game is hilariously short, so we're just jumping right into the Wily stages. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna do my best to talk as much as I can during this to distract you from the music, because it is genuinely painful to my ears. And I assume it would be painful to your ears as well. So, this game does an interesting thing with its late-game boss rush, where instead of being a boss rush specifically, it gives you 4 stages that you do back-to-back. And your health recovers between them, but your ammo does not, so you have to be pretty conservative with your ammo and pick up as many weapon energy larges and smalls as you can And that adds an interesting level of strategy to the game, where you're really thinking about what you're using and how you're using it. Like, for example, I'm very intentionally using Mega Buster or Metal Blade on these because I don't like them, and Metal Blade doesn't run out of ammo fast. You'll find that Metal Blade is... I don't know why I'm talking so fast. This level is going to last a bit. But Metal Blade is kind of the cheap weapon. Even at half, it still has as much ammo as most weapons do when they're full. So you can really just cheat a lot of this game by just using Metal Blade, even with its major nerf. So, yeah, you highly recommend using Metal Blade in general for everything. In real life, too. Something annoying you? Cut it up with a Metal Blade. Someone annoying you? Cut them up with a Metal Blade. This is a joke. Don't hurt people. I promise. It won't fix your problems. Revenge, what's that quote? On a quest of revenge, you often dig 2 graves or something? Don't dig 2 graves. It's a waste of dirt, honestly. It's just, you know, it's a lot of effort to dig 2 holes. 6-foot deep holes, big enough to carry an entire person. 6 foot deep, often 6 foot long. Yeah, don't dig 2 graves. That's too many graves for 1 quest. Unless you're going on like the kind of quest where you kill a lot of people, then you may as well dig that extra one for yourself, just because there's so many graves that need to be dug. And, you know, that's just how it is sometimes. That's just how life is. And we're on to the boss, so I don't have to talk so much anymore. Thank God. There we go. Magnet Man, your theme song sucks in this game. I'm sorry, but it's true. You had the best song in Mega Man 3, but unfortunately the same is not true for Mega Man 2 on Game Boy. I don't know why a magnet would be weak to metal. You'd think the opposite would be true, but alas. This song especially, it really hits on that uncanny feeling and how it's almost the Mega Man 3 weapon get screen theme. It's like almost that song, but not quite. It's so weird. Ow. I hate chibis. Owie, go away from me. Just look at the way Mega Man is like crunched into his own shoulder there, and how small his arm looks. Ow, ow. So this is an interesting part of the game. I'm gonna give it my best shot. You can slide under this. There is a 1-up at the end of this tunnel, and if you don't turn on the exact frame that you get it, you run into a Sniper Joe, or the Hammer Joe. So, like, the Hammer Joe will respawn, and you will run into it. So I'm gonna give it my best, but I might take some damage here. Oh, I did it! I got it. Hooray. I should probably be saving my Metal Blade since we got Mung Kings coming up, but whatever. Something will drop a weapon up eventually. Hopefully. There we go. Oh, right, and there's that weapon up right there. And grab that. And grab Rush Coil. Go in here. Go in the hole. And grab the thing. And get the guy. And we're good. And we're good. We're gaming. We're good, and we're golden, and we're gaming, and we're green. We're so green. Look at this screen. Look how green this is. My god. It's like a pea soup fog. Like, the world is made of peas and carrots. But not without the carrots. Because there's no orange, there's no yellow. There's only green. And darker green. Is it obvious that I don't know what to talk about with this game? I've kind of expended all my topics here. Hey Hardman, what's up, buddy? Feeling good? Feeling fine? I hope you're doing alright, bud. Because I'm about to ruin your day. Bye. I really like my computer wallpaper. I'll put a picture of it up on screen. Not my actual desktop, but I'll put a picture, I'll put what the image I'm using is. It's this, like, I don't know what the context is, but it's this, like, picture of the controller of Planet X from Godzilla Final Wars in a, like, a business room using a Planet X-themed MacBook in the background while Gigan is up close wearing, like, a suit and is normal human-sized. Either that or the controller of Planet X is just huge right now. And they're surrounded in paper, and there's some kind of message. I can't read it because I don't know Japanese. I love this image. I think it's really funny to me. And no one else. That's a lie. I think it's funny to other people too, but I don't know. The way I said I think it's really funny to me, I don't know. Something about that was also funny to me. Again, I'm a little light on topics right now. I'm trying my best. Forgive me. And grab this. And grab that. And use a metal blade and a coconut pizza. Oh man, have y'all played Pizza Tower? That game's great. I gotta finish it still. I know it's not long, but I don't know. Something about it is just like, I love it, but it's really tiring to me. So I can only play it in short bursts. It's like Doom Eternal, which also has the same effect for me. It's a great game. I have so much fun. It's like some of the most fun you can have playing a video game, but it's also insanely exhausting. It takes up so much energy to play. Okay, that part is genuinely pretty hard. I could have just used Rush Jet, but we ball. That's my only response. We ball. I'm having a lot of fun just trying to think of topics and saying whatever dumb stuff comes to mind. Ow. Oh god, I was thinking about talking and not playing video game. Something about this playthrough is causing me to become very, like, manic, and I love it. I'm having a great time. I don't know if this is watchable, if this is good, but it's fun. I'm having a great time just talking fast, talking off the cuff. I don't know what's going on in my head right now. But I got top spin. And that's all you need, really, in life. And kill the Hottie Harry. Kill the other Hottie Harry. Kill the other Hottie Harry. And this one is Hottie Harold. He has a job, he has a 9 to 5, he has a wife and children. And I killed him. And I feel no remorse. Does that look like the face of mercy? Does that look like the face of mercy? I don't think so. I should not be staying in one place. Whoops. If you're wondering why I'm grabbing hard knuckle despite it, sucking, it's because Quint is weak to it, so I gotta have it. I mean, I don't need it. Quint is an easy enough boss fight that, you can buster only him pretty easily. Okay. But, I don't know. It makes it take less time. Hey. Ow. That hurted. And I don't need that because I already got full E-tanks. But I could use the extra life that's down here secretly. You didn't see it because I collected it on the same frame that it loaded in, but there was an extra life, as you saw by my life counter going up. Ow. I thought it was gone, but I guess not. And there we go. And we jumping, and we gaming, and we having a great time. Doesn't jump high enough for me to avoid it. Ow. Sorry for tapping the mic there. My cheek was itchy and I forgot there was a mic in front of me, even though I've been talking into it for the past, like, 30 minutes. However long I've been playing. I'm gonna use an E-tank. I'm not comfortable with that little health while I use top spin. I will say, top spin is somehow significantly better in this game than it is in Mega Man 3. Just by virtue of it having a consistent amount of ammo that it uses. It's not just random. Look at Rush. What a good boy. And here we go. We're off to fight Quint, our own reflection. Our very self, our very being. From far 37.426 years in the future. I'm not making that up. That's from the manual of the American version. I'm out of hard knuckle. What do we do? And we did it. I'm sorry for tapping the mic again. I thought I was far enough away from it. I mean, I'll be able to cut it out, but still. I do really like the Wily Castle design in this game. I'll give it that. Wily Station design I could take or leave. I prefer the first games, Dr. Wily's Revenge. The fangs are nice touch though. I'm about to queer eye this space station. I once saw someone claim that this last level is meant to take place in the time skimmer, and I guess that makes about as much sense as anything, but I don't know, man. I always pictured the time skimmer as being like a pretty small machine, not an entire level. Like the time skimmer to me is about the size of a car. Oh, I pressed jump a little bit late. Because of the way I'm playing this, I got a little bit of input lag. Not a whole lot. It's playable. It's just a little. It's slightly noticeable. And the way I'm playing this is completely official. It's completely state sanctioned. Don't tell Capcom about this Let's Play, please. I beg you. I'm playing this on my 3DS. It's a very big 3DS, and it's shaped like a computer. But I promise, I'm playing this on the 3DS Virtual Console. I will give this game one thing. I like that Rush Marine feels like it has some weight to it. That's about it. Like, there's a little bit of momentum to Rush Marine that feels really nice. Ow. Ow. And this final level stage theme is really good, even with the audio bug. Aww. I've died twice so far, which is more than I've died in any of my practice runs. If that gives you an inkling of how easy this game tends to be. Kinda sucks that the checkpoint is there, considering how clearly designed around Rush Marine that is, and you can easily run out of Rush Marine over the course of many lives. There we go. Take out the Mung King, take out this guy, I honestly don't know its name. It's very mean, that's all I know about it. Wait, to give you an idea of how weird this game feels, to get onto that ladder a couple of screens back, I tried to slide and then jump. You can't jump out of a slide in this game. You need to come to a complete stop from your slide, and then you can jump. It's strange and clunky and janky, and I don't like it, and it feels bad. And you can't climb ladders if you hold the D-pad at a diagonal, is another thing. So if you go on to a ladder from a jump, there's always gonna be a moment of hesitation. I'll use an E-tank if I need it. No, I'll use an E-tank right now. Screw it. Who are we? What are we? We're just innocent men. Just normal men. So this is Sakugarne. It's the pogo stick jackhammer that Quint was using. And it is Dr. Wily's weakness in this game. And I use it for the first form of Dr. Wily, not any of the later ones, because honestly the first form is by far the hardest. The others are kind of meh. In my practice run just a few minutes ago before I started this, I guess it would be more than a few minutes ago by now, but I didn't even take damage on the third form. So the difficulty goes down with each form, which is an odd design choice. Oh man, Wily, you feeling okay? You look a little sunburnt there. You doing alright, Al? A little bit more sunshine never hurt anyone. Mega Man is solar powered, by the way. Explanation of that joke. Because jokes are funnier when you explain them, right? So yeah, that was Mega Man 2. I would like to formally apologize for my comments at the end of Dr. Wily's Revenge. This is worse than that game, by far. It's not a completely incompetent game. It's not like Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom, where it's just like completely broken and barely playable. It is a finished video game. It's just not a very good one. And I wish it was better because I spent my whole high school career drawing Quint in my margins and online, and role-playing as Quint online, and just, I love Quint. And I wish he was from a better game. But, you know, sometimes negativity can be fun. Sometimes it's fun to just lay into something for a while. And I appreciate this game for allowing me to do that and it not get too whiny sounding. At least not to me. I didn't feel like I was whining very much. I was having a great time, just trying to think of whatever to say, saying whatever came to mind. I had a blast recording this, and I hope it's fun to watch, for how short it is. Let's see, let's check the recording real quick. Yeah, we're not even at 40 minutes yet, and yeah. And that's with all the time pre-recording, like, oh, testing the sync, making sure the audio and video are synced up, like, that's, like, even before cutting that out, we're not even at 40 minutes, so, yeah, this is definitely gonna be another one-parter. But yeah, that was a great game, or not a great game, but a great video, to record at least. And I've never said this at the end of any of my videos before, so it feels a little weird to ask, but if you could like the video, leave a comment, all that stuff, it would really mean a lot to me. I love making these videos, and putting them out there, and just a little bit of engagement is all I ask in return, but obviously you don't have to, and if the video is bad, you can leave a dislike, I don't know. I don't know if YouTube even shows that anymore. I know they don't show it to the audience. I don't know if they show dislikes to the creator, even. I don't even know why they still have dislikes if they're just gonna hide them. But, you know, it's whatever. I'm not here to question the overlords who control our every piece of entertainment. I'm here to have fun and make Mega Man videos, because I like Mega Man. And I hope you do too. I hope this series is giving people an appreciation for a series I love. Because that's what I really ask, is that you at least understand why I love these games so much. Because these were like formative to my childhood. And yeah, that's Mega Man 2. Like, comment, all that jazz, smash that like button, I don't know. Yeah, see you around. See you in the next video, see you in Mega Man 3 for Game Boy. Later.